Welcome to Barely Balanced. We're two realtor moms building businesses, raising kids, and trying to stay mostly sane. I'm Larissa.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is where real estate and real life collide.
Hey, you. How is it going?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you something.
Oh, no.
Because with business,
Uh-huh.
I know your next step in growth is hiring someone.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
So, I think that's a great, because in barely balancing our lives, counterbalancing, that is a big thing, not just for real estate, but anyone in business, entrepreneurs in general. So,
you want to hear what I've been doing this week?
yes, please.
Okay. So, first off, I think it's important to get help at home. So I've had a housekeeper, and she is now going to come more frequently.
Nice.
So I've got that off my plate. Well, so before she would just like come and clean, and now she's going to come and clean another time and also do all the beds. So that's like eliminating some additional laundry work for me.
Yeah.
And then I'm also getting a bunch of other laundry off my plate by either having Poplin do it. It's like Uber for laundry, if you've not heard of it.
Yeah.
Either Poplin, or my husband's actually been picking up a ton of laundry slack.
Nice.
Yeah. So laundry is like for the most part also
That's
off
like
my
the
plate.
worst chore.
I hate laundry.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. It's worse than the dishes for me.
Yeah.
So first off, getting help at home. I'm trying to get a bunch of that off my plate. I'm also at work. You know how we have like runner tasks?
Yeah.
Like things that like I physically
client service courier.
Yes, I'm not providing any value. Like putting up a directional sign, I'm not providing any value by me doing it. And then things that like other agents can be doing, or even non-licensed assistants can be doing that are runner tasks, I'm getting that off my plate as well.
Good.
And I'm just like paying hourly to have that done. So I'm not bringing somebody on exclusive to me. I'm just paying hourly. And then this week I had an interview last week, and I'm having 2 interviews. I know. I actually have interviews. 2 interviews happening next week for some social media help. Because right now, between my admin and me, we do all of our social media. I do all the video content. She does all the static post content, stories, emails, all of that. She's going to maintain some of it. But I'm trying to get some of that off of her plate because she's really busy with transactions.
Yeah.
And that's really where her like zone of excellence is like client care and transactions and the operations side.
Cool.
So I'm baby stepping.
Okay.
I don't want to bring on another full payroll.
Yeah.
That feels scary. Washington State is like a 15% payroll tax. It's unbelievable. So, and plus it's like somebody's whole life. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm resistant to taking on another employee.
Yeah.
So I want to do contract-based labor, which is what I'm trying to do with the marketing, right? But I also need it to scale because I don't want to hire. That takes time.
Right.
Have you done career visioning?
Yes.
Okay, career visioning is phenomenal because you learn how to go through that hiring process.
I was going to ask you if you've done it.
I've done it a couple times. Highly, highly recommend. And I love that like our company trains that. Like our company
trains you how to hire.
Literally trains you how to hire. It's phenomenal. So I have a pretty clear vision of like where I'm going in that hiring process, and knowing the type of person I want, and also knowing the future scaling I want out of that person. But I'm resistant to, like I said, hiring somebody full time. I'm also resistant to pulling or bringing on like a showing agent runner full time as well. I think in part because my buyer side business is like 30 to 40% of my business. So I don't have like in my opinion, enough there to justify it.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to talk about that for a second. I feel like if somebody's going to work in my world, they need to be making great money. I don't want to bring on a showing agent who's like, I'm making 30 grand a year as a showing agent and I'm just your slave. I don't want that.
Oh.
And I feel like I would accidentally do that to somebody.
Well, there's ways to structure that. And I think that is a really great segue into talking about teams. And what
Yeah.
that, I think what you're resistant to is really going full board into having a team.
I have seen teams who want their team to make them money.
Right.
And I don't want that. I don't want to be that team lead. Like, I feel like I should be forced into being a team lead because I have so much business. Sure. I'm like fire hosing the agents that are on my team.
But in career visioning, right, each hire should be bringing you 20% more business because it's opening you up.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So as long as you're watching that and make sure that this was the right hire, is it bringing you more business?
But they shouldn't be bringing me business. I should be then creating my own business.
Freeing you up.
Freeing me up.
To,
if that's they're where not, it gets skewed.
Okay. Fair. I love the way you're going with that. Yeah. And I think especially teams, the idea of teams have really evolved over the last 10 years too.
Totally.
What they were 10, 15 years ago, really different to what teams look like now.
Yeah.
I am a huge advocate for anyone on a team still doing sellers and buyers. I think it's a more well-rounded agent. If they're representing a seller, they're receiving offers and know what's happening in the market in that way. And you should also be representing buyers, because then you're hearing what is the mindset, what is the feedback that they're, because that's seasonal. It's different. It changes. It's not a set like, oh, this is what buyers think.
Yeah. I agree. Seeing both sides is important. But do you think that agents should like start doing both?
No. I mean, there's training.
Yeah.
You have to earn the right, because if they're truly on your team and not just a showing assistant where you pay a referral fee if they get you to right? Like, okay. Right. So there's lots of ways to do it.
We're talking about like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Like they are a full
team member.
Full team member.
I think there is really, they have to put in their dues.
Yeah.
Unless they've been in the business and they know what they're doing and they just want to team up with you and be under the Larissa Butler umbrella.
Right.
That's different.
Well, because there's also like, there's value to be, when you're, let me back up.
Back that train up.
Back up. When you're a realtor, you have to decide if you want to do real estate or if you want to be a business owner. And I feel like that is your filter of if you want to be on a team or if you want to be an independent agent. So we both started on teams.
Did
you start on a team?
Nope. I was solo for a year.
Okay.
And then I joined a team.
Okay. And I started day one on a team.
Yeah.
And
I think you started real estate when I joined my team.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember seeing you in like Ignite and stuff.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. So what I experience is like there's a ton of training that happens on being a team, but being in a team was a very different experience than now running my own company.
Yeah.
For so many reasons. And I think it's important that people understand like what they actually want, because when I run now, I look at my P&L. I have full control and autonomy of my schedule.
Yeah.
I have to figure out like payroll.
Yeah.
I have to figure out when I need new signs and I need to get a new A board and it costs me $170. Where does that come from? Right? Like all of those decisions I have to do now in addition to selling real estate and acquiring clients and all of that stuff that goes with it.
Yeah.
Versus when I was on a team, like I just focused on acquiring clients, negotiating contracts, showing homes. And then I got to a position where I was also listing homes while I was on that team as well.
Yep.
Before I left. And so I think though what people experience is they go, oh, well, I'm not making enough while being on a team and therefore I'm going to do it on my own. I'm not making percentage wise very much different being on my own, but I'm doing it the way I want to do it. I'm servicing my clients the way that I want to service them.
Yeah.
And I'm intentionally choosing to leverage my time and money in order to get like build the business and the return I want,
Yes.
rather than saying, this is your cap, this is how much you owe us.
Yeah.
And like, this is the max you can do. And I feel like that's like a big differential. Like, it feels freer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree that it's not really a whole big difference in what you make because you're carrying all the cost.
Yeah.
That really it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing when someone is considering joining a team versus solo. What is it that you're wanting to start out? I think it's really, really important to get clear on that. Is it the training that you're looking for? Then make sure that you are joining a team that is really training focused.
Yeah.
If you are wanting, client
Leads.
events, if you want leads, all of those things are, which I feel like when you're first starting out, leads are important, to get rolling.
But hold on that. There's a lot of different quality of leads. Anybody has a name and a phone number. I can go to a phone book and get a name and a phone number.
Right.
You can put those names and phone numbers in your database and hand them to somebody else and call them leads without them actually being leads. So I think it is important that when you're also interviewing teams, you're looking at like, are these leads from your database that you're going to be referring me? Because your business has been built so big that it's organic and you need somebody else to handle it? Or is it leads that you've purchased? Or are they old archive leads? Because I saw that on the team where they would bring in a new agent and promise them leads and give them 5,000 names of people that have never been talked to in the database or haven't been talked to for years. Ooh. And so I think there's also like, as you're interviewing, figure out ask the questions, get the feedback of like, what are you actually getting in return for like what you're being promised?
And also, I think it's really important to interview multiple offices, multiple teams. If you pick on you choose where you want to hang your license. Okay, hang your license. But then, if you're wanting to join a team, talk to more than one. Talk 100%. To more than two. I only interviewed 2.
Talk to people who used to be on the team.
Yes, I think that is the biggest.
Yeah,
and I don't think teams would probably want to share that list of like who was on there, and they're obviously going to share like
I don't know that that's stories. Always true though. Really? Yes, they're going to share the good stories, but I also think that there's teams that have had really successful agents that have come off the team with great experiences just as often as there's teams that have departures with not good experiences. And you don't know that. Maybe that's a red flag. Like if it's like asking for resources, right? Like, give me your resources. Let me call them. It's not resources. References. Thank you.
Yeah.
Give me your references. Let them call you or let me call them.
Yeah.
If they're unwilling to share that information, maybe that's like a good indicator.
Right. Well, and what career visioning teaches, if you haven't done that, right, is calling those references and then asking those references, who else should I talk to? Because it's not that first level. They also know who else you should be talking to too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think, what was I going to say? I forget.
When you're interviewing teams, making sure that you're having multiple conversations across them.
Yeah.
Get super, super clear on what it is that you want. If you're wanting training, leads, the type of business that you want to run. I think of teams like college. You're going to pay to win or like pay to play, like pay to learn, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to usually give up a large percentage of your transaction commission in order to ideally receive some sort of benefit.
Yeah.
Those benefits could be like the leads or the training or just camaraderie and culture.
Right.
But camaraderie and culture only do so much for so long. There is a point where camaraderie and culture cross a line of like, this is no longer making sense for my family.
Yeah. One part that I really, really liked about the team that I was on was that the owner, she was always really focused on room for growth for anyone on the team and always giving more opportunity for growth. And she preached that like, as soon as I can't offer you something, then like, please, by all means, go forth and do that, and so she was always looking to give more opportunity. I think that's really awesome for a team leader, a team owner, to have that kind of mindset of like encouraging and wanting to offer more opportunity. I was in Bold a couple of years ago, and it was Cody Gibson teaching it that year. And he had said that he had lots of very high, his top agents were leaving his team and going and starting their own teams. And he was getting sick of it. He was getting mad.
Yeah.
And Gary told him, well, how many of them have you invested in? And he's like, excuse me, what? And he's like, well, they're your top agents and they're about to go start a new company, and you wouldn't invest in them? You didn't want a piece of that? They're going to be successful. You trained them.
Invest in the company they're starting.
Yes.
Like an ownership investment in the company.
Yes.
Interesting.
Right? And how amazing would that be?
Yeah.
Because you yourself that's diversity, right?
Yeah.
Because we know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And if I did the training and know that agent is amazing, and I say, like, you want to leave my team? Okay, well, if you're in this season 2
or something we said hit home, follow along.
We'll see you next week. Are you open to a 10% investment? And that's your signage, that's your brand, whatever it is, you're using that to jumpstart that business. And then
that's super smart.
Yeah, it was mind blowing. I'm like, of course, Gary Keller said that.
Yeah,
but that shifted Cody in thinking of from my understanding and how I'm remembering the story. It was like it made it sting a little bit less when your top agents are leaving you, because they're going to, if you're not giving them the opportunity of growth and higher up.
Or if your vision simply is different than theirs.
100%.
Sometimes it has nothing to do with the cap. I think we both experienced leaders on teams that had a phenomenal, ceiling was so high, I was never going to be capped feeling. Right. They always wanted more for us. They always wanted us to grow. And there gets to a point where it is simply the way I want to run my business and treat my clients and be in this industry is just so different that it doesn't make sense for me to be in the ecosystem anymore.
Right.
And I think what is cool about that example of the mindset shift potentially for Cody Gibson is instead of feeling resentful, frustrated, you're leaving me, you're
after everything I've poured into you.
Instead of that, it's great, fly little bird.
Yeah.
And what a cool way to view that differently. Because I do see that. We see that frustration from team leads, and then how do you go about that departure? Because you don't own people. That's the other thing. You don't own the people on your team. You don't own the relationships that they have with people.
Right.
And so how do you protect your business when somebody on your team is leaving? And also, how do you protect your relationship with them and the rest of the industry and all the things? Because, I would imagine there's also why is everybody leaving his team?
Right.
That's...
I will say, too, if anyone's starting a business or starting a team, one thing that I learned after leaving my team was best practice is when you're onboarding is to already discuss the exit strategy
Super
for
smart.
that agent.
Yeah.
And how everyone is understands what that is going to look like and what and the best way they can be supported through that too. I think because you have to think of it as, this person is going to be with me to 2 to 5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And if I'm not offering them any more opportunity after 2 years, they're probably leaving me soon.
Right.
And that's why you have to be good at hiring.
Do you think, okay, so this is what's in my head too, right?
Okay.
About potentially hiring. Do you think that there's always going to be somebody who leaves? Do you think it's possible to find somebody, though, who truly does not want to run a business and wants to be a buyer's agent?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. If
And still discuss the exit plan. I agree.
Yes.
Because then if you don't have those conversations up front, you don't have expectations of what happens, it gets real nasty real quick.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I agree that still needs to be discussed up front. I was just like curious, like, is it always somebody's always going to leave?
I don't think, I think you need to plan for everyone always leaving.
Okay.
But you can treat them so well that they never leave you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's possible.
Yeah.
You know.
But it comes back to, I think, what they want.
Yeah.
And then, like, when you're interviewing, like, what you want.
What works for their family, too.
Yeah.
You know, and as that grows and shifts, because we're all, I mean,
yeah,
if you're not growing, you're dying, right? Everyone is, like, in life, we're moving in a direction. No one is static.
Yeah.
So I think if you're not also growing and growing in the same direction with people, and especially a team, like all of those people moving in the same direction, that's highly unlikely.
Right.
I think really accepting and coming to grips that, like, people are going to leave your team. Well, and as long as it's a healthy, amicable departure, I don't think it's a negative thing. I think you can be really proud about someone leaving and doing well once they've left your team. And
I think it's important too to, like, as I'm thinking about this and, like, wanting to build and, like, potentially doing things differently, like, I also need to know so clearly who I am and what my business is that I don't find myself in a position where I'm, like, trying to change to keep somebody.
Yeah.
I need to stay in the direction of my business. Yeah, because that was one of the reasons I left. Yeah. I started being promised things that were very much out of alignment with what the business was doing. And then it was happening for me, but then it wasn't happening for somebody else. And then it got weird. And then, like, it didn't make sense because the direction I wanted to grow, I wanted to farm my neighborhood. I wanted to be in community events. I wanted to, like, pour into my people in a way that wasn't just paying for leads.
Yeah.
And while I was getting those opportunities, it was so out of alignment with the rest of the business that it's just started creating, like, some weirdness.
They were giving it to keep you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like...
But then it's not an option for everybody else.
It's not an option for everybody else. And then I became very uncertain about, like, my standing. Like, am I just being told things that I want to hear? Or are these good ideas? I started to doubting myself instead of having clarity of, like, no, this is the direction I'm running my business.
Yeah.
And I think that I could very easily fall into that trap if I hire somebody of, like, if they want to run and start making expired calls, I don't run. Roosevelt Realty does not run on expired calls.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to support that role.
Right.
Sure, you could do it on the side, but, like, I'm not going to pay money for a dialer for a part of the business that doesn't exist for my business.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's something that I would have to get super clear on, that I would be nervous of, like, they want to go do things that are out of alignment.
I think knowing your mission, your vision, being able to express that to anyone coming onto your team.
Yeah.
And really not taking on anyone that isn't in alignment of what your vision is really important. Like, I've seen, teams just hire. And it costs money to bring someone on.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? Like training and all the things. Yeah. And that can be what drags your team down. If you're not hiring within culture.
Yeah.
And not culture of the office, but within your ecosystem, within your team.
Yeah.
And if you aren't clear on what that is, I don't know that it's time for you to hire.
Yeah.
But if you have a very clear business model and you know how you are running your business, and if they're like, that sounds awesome, I'm down with that. And maybe they are down with that for 2 years. And then they're like, I want to try something else. Awesome. I am so happy for you.
Yeah.
Go do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not deviating from, what was that? That book we just read.
Science of scaling.
Yes.
Mm.
The science of scaling,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Taking out all the noise.
Yeah.
And focusing on what you do and do it really, really well.
Yeah.
And if things are happening within that isn't your sweet spot,
Yeah.
like, just stop doing it.
Well, and this is the trick. Okay, hold on. I got a bone to pick with the real estate industry. This is the thing
Many.
with real estate is like you can do things in so many different ways. You could build a team intentionally to leverage agents to bring you more business. That is a business model. Let's take ethics out. That's a business model. Listen, this is a business model. You pay for leads. You have agents convert the leads. They run the business. They cut you a split back. That is a very successful business model.
Sure.
Emotionally, maybe not.
I think it's a very high turnover.
It's probably a very high turnover business model. A business model nonetheless.
Sure.
You also have business models that are, I am stretching my growth so far that when my best friend calls and wants to sell her house, I don't know when I'm going to get to her house because I don't have an appointment time. That is another business model that I have to hire to service my business. And I'm only hiring when I feel that stretched too thin. And now I'm going to hire somebody who's energetically like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to hire somebody who is going to go to my best friend's house or be able to work with her on the buy side while I sell the house, right?
Yes.
My best friend doesn't think anything about it because it's like, oh, cool. They're like two peas in a pod, right?
Yeah.
That's also a business model. And I've seen agents who run crazy big businesses, 100, 150 transactions like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all Sphere and it's all people on their team that are just like them.
Yeah.
So 2 examples of probably plenty of business models that you have to decide as a business owner what you want. And it's so easy to be like, well, you know, I know I'm doing 100 transactions and I could get to 150 if I start paying for leads and I could have these people over here convert. It's tempting. I can see how people fall into that trap.
Yeah.
And I think like when you're a team,
they're taught like that's the next step.
True. They could be taught that way.
Yeah.
I think also though, like there's just some people that are going to put money over people.
Yeah.
Because
there's
just
people
like that. So I think like, but as a business owner, like as I'm growing, I just feel like I have to be so careful to not lose myself in the growth process. And then also like if you are out there and you're trying to find a team, you have to be so careful to figure out what you want before you even know what you want. It's like picking a major in college before you even know what you want to do. Like,
oh yeah,
you got to figure out what you want before you even know what you want, you know?
Yeah.
Like same thing when you're interviewing teams. I think sometimes it just has to come back to like energetically, where does this feel?
Yeah.
Like, does this feel good for me in the right now? And then discussing the exit plan just in case.
Yeah.
Because there's no forever. Any team that's going to promise you forever, red flags. Where's the red flag guy that like runs in the field? Have you seen him? It's that.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. I think. Okay, so takeaways. When you're hiring, discuss the exit plan too.
Yeah.
I think that's huge because I think that was my big takeaway.
Was it?
Leaving
when
the
you
team.
left the team?
Yeah.
Was you needed to have a better plan around the exit.
Yeah.
Ahead of time.
Yeah, it was totally avoided. And I mean, I'd obviously seen it happen plenty of times.
Right, but it would never happen to you.
Right.
Same.
Was never leaving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, things happen and life shifts and...
Well, and like, we're such different people too.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to say what you were saying, like hiring energetically like you. I feel like you... Great.
I'm going to lose those people.
Agent.
I know that.
Yes.
Oh, continue. What are you saying?
Okay, but you need to have your admin the opposite.
Yes.
There has to be the yin and yang, right? Like someone has to fill your gaps.
100%. My admin is yes, we are, because she is like an SC.
See, exactly. Yes.
All through and through. And I used to be an IC, but now I'm an ID in the disc profile. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about. But so yes, we are opposite. That's super important. And an agent is going to be like me.
Right. And so as long as the admin side can support, right?
Yeah.
So if you're hiring one agent and your admin can support you and that one agent, golden. If you got 3 and that admin can't support 3, then an admin assistant is what's needed. And you better make sure that that is like energy to the admin.
Yep. Yeah. Also on that note, they talk about like your first hire being your key, right? I think that is so true. Like she's looped in with all these conversations. Like I run things.
She needs to take
she's
career
the boss of
visioning
me,
with you, honestly. And she needs to know who. And is it a strength of hers to be able to manage people?
Oh yes, for her, yes, but not everybody.
But not everybody. And so then if you need to know what to look out for, if it's, you know, and a high S is not going to want to like tell you when things are getting too much.
Yep. Yeah. We've developed some hacks around that.
Good.
Yeah.
Like a safe space for her to bring something to you.
Yeah, we have a once a month meeting that is like our like month end type of things. We talk about things that are going well and the things that need improvement. And what's cool is we've developed this space of like this is not an attack or vent session. This is like, let's just wear our super high C hats, both of us, and like what is not working well.
Okay.
And then we both share stuff. And most of the time,
she doesn't, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's good.
Most of the time when we both share stuff, honestly, it's like her sharing stuff that she feels like she's not doing very well and me sharing stuff that I feel like I'm not doing very well. And we'll go back and forth, but it's never like attacking of the other person. And so because it's not attacking of the other person, it's become something where like I really look forward to those conversations because I'm like, okay, here's a puzzle. And I swear 9 times out of 10, she's like, that was my item today, right? And it's like we're both very much on the same page of like what's not on the same page. And then we just fix it or we create a plan to fix it.
That's awesome.
And then we just bridge the gaps. Like right now, it's like the AI that we thought we were so cool and systematized with, like we need to take a step back for a second and we need to like humanize a bit more. And then we'll move forward with it again, right? So like
that's cool. Yeah.
So yeah, we do monthly meetings and then we talk every single day. I mean, it's not like we go long periods without talking.
She's remote, right?
So she lives like an hour and a half away. So yes, she is fully remote. She works from home and we'll get together. Stephanie, we need to get together again. Like once a quarter. But it's
like
been a minute.
So your once a month is like a Zoom meeting or something. Okay.
Yeah. We'll Zoom twice a week and then phone calls the other 3 days. And then we do like a long Zoom once a month. And then we try to get together when we can. Like all my friends, when I get together once every 4 months with all my girlfriends, it's like that.
Oh, that's a whole nother episode. Yeah. Amen to
that. Okay. I'm sure we could keep talking about this for hours, so we might have to do a part 2 on the teams and the hiring. How about we do a part 2 once I figure out this next hire?
I'll let
you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted the update on the business growth.
Love it. We're getting there.
Cool. Love it. Okay, remember,
you got
this. If you're in this season 2
or something we said hit home, follow along.
We'll see you next week.